Namaskar. I am Assistant Professor Kritika Dev from LG School of Law. Today we'll be dealing with another topic under IPC, that is criminal intimidation. Criminal intimidation. I'm not sure whether you must have heard this term or not, but you must be aware about the situation that I'm going to portray in front of you. Now let me portray one scenario in front of you. First, say if somebody Now, as I was saying, if somebody threatens you by saying that you you move away from the place where you're residing, otherwise I will harm you. You must have seen in the movies. Of course, you should not be actually relying upon the movies, but I'm just telling you about this very scenario. Getting call, you leave this house, otherwise will do this or will do that. Any other threatening like that. Is this scenario very familiar to you? Now keep this scenario in your mind, and we'll move on with the topic. Now, as I said, that very example, keep that in your mind. Now, this example leads to criminal intimidation, right? When you get such threatening calls or any threatening statements, even by any person who's in immediate presence of you, in order to make you do something. Or let's take an example. If somebody just asks you that you sign these papers, making you do something. Otherwise, we you know I'll come and I'll injure you in any way, or I'll injure somebody, or I'll injure your reputation, anything like that. You sign these papers. Like it could be even transferring anything to anybody else, or even a public document, just a public document. Somebody is going to somebody and asking him to sign a document. Now that is, he's making him to do something, and if he does not do so, then there will be injury to his in person or reputation or anything like that. Now that intimidation is known as criminal intimidation here. So now let's see the definition of criminal intimidation. The definition is being mentioned under section 403 of Indian Penal Code. Now what the definition says? The definition says whoever threatens another with any injury to his person, reputation, or property, or to the person or reputation of anyone in whom that person is interested, with intent to cause alarm to that person or to cause that person to do any act which he is not legally bound to do, or to omit to do any act which that person is legally entitled to do, as the means of avoiding the execution of such threat, commits criminal intimidation. Long definition, right? So in order to understand it, you can see this. Now, the first thing is, it is a threaten. The person is threatening to cause injury, right? So firstly, that there should be threatening from the side of the person, and that threatening should be to cause injury in person, property, or reputation. Right? In person, as in, causing any injury to the person directly, like I'll kill you, or I'll harm you, I'll cut your hand, or I'll cut your nose, whatsoever. That's the injury in person. Or the injury to the property, right? To injury to the property, I'll burn your house, I'll burn you that property, I'll do this to your property, or XYZ, I'll break your house. Well, supposingly, if your shop is made up of glass, I'll break your shop by, just, or maybe the architecture is very good. Just one throw of the stone will break the whole shop. So, stating something like that against your property, or threaten to injure your reputation, as I was stating earlier also. Threaten, the person is criminal, is giving the criminal intimidation to you by saying that if you do not do so, I will do that. A threatening, you know right, a threaten to your reputation. It could be anything. I'll publish anything, or I'll say anything against you. I'll say on radio something about you. I'll go in public and stand in the park and I'll shout something about you. Anything, it could be anything, right? Or I'll go with group of people spreading things about you, about your reputation. So it could be anything. like that. Now, why these things are being done? These injuring or this threatening about person, property, or reputation. Why are these things given? Now, the reason of why. And before moving on to why, let me make it very clear that these threatening should not only relate to the person himself, it could be about anybody else. For say, if A is getting a threat, A, A, the favorite parties, A is getting a threat from B, right? A is the one who is getting threatening calls from B. Now B is threatening that I will publish something XYZ about your father, or I will publish XYZ thing about your wife, or I will injure your wife in person, right? So it is not necessarily be related to the person only. It could be related to any person in whom he is interested. Right. So it applies to both the person himself and the person on whom he is interested. So these things could be, these threatening statements could be even about that other person also in whom this person is interested. Is that clear? Okay. Now, those threatening things are being given to do what? To cause alarm, right? Or to make him do any act. Now, let me give you one example that for say you drop that suit against B, right? Or simply A is giving a call B is giving a call to A, as usual the favorite party is simple to understand actually by giving A and B, or you can say Ram and Sham, right? This or any name in your mind. So I would quote them as A and B. So B is giving a call to A here. B is saying that you drop the criminal prosecution against me, or I will burn your house, or I will do this to you, or I will do that to you, or any person in whom you are interested. So he's actually making A to do something. Now A is doing what? A will drop it. Though he's entitled to uh, continue with the prosecution, but he's making A to drop the suit. So here B, by threatening about his reputation or injury to him, to A or anybody related to A, he's actually asking him to drop the suit. Otherwise, he'll do what? He'll burn his house. Right? So it is making him do something. Or cause person to omit to do any act. Now, here somebody is entitled to do something, uh, but he's actually asking him not to do. So he's just saying that uh, 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 that you do not do that. You don't go to your office, or you don't go to that very place. So if the person will not go to office for a long time, he'll be you know of course he'll be there will be consequences of the same, right? So he just says you do not go to office. So now person to omit to do any act which he is bound to do, he should go to office. So he's just saying you should not go to your office for a month or for a year, otherwise we'll do this, will harm your reputation or property or anything like that. So when these threatenings are being given with the intention to do any of these three, then it leads to criminal intimidation, right? Then it leads to criminal intimidation. I hope with these examples you're getting a clear idea about criminal intimidation. You must be getting an idea of defamation and other things. But remember, when it comes to defamation, there is nothing to do or not to do, right? Let me take you to the first slide. Threaten to injure person. Right, there is no thing of threatening in defamation. There was just an injury to person's reputation, right, in order to bring his reputation down. Anything is being said, done, visible representation, if you remember, in order to bring his reputation down. But here there is nothing related to it, right? It is just a criminal intimidation. So, person, property, reputation of the same person or of the other person. Now, to cause alarm, to make him do any act, or cause person to omit to do anything which he should do. I hope with this you are completely clear with what criminal intimidation is. So with this, I would like to rest my lecture, and I hope you are clear with criminal intimidation now. And as I always say that you keep studying, keep revising. Books are your good friends. Trust me. In fact, your best friends. So you should always keep good terms with the book. So kindly keep them open and read them. Thank you so much.